Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to start with the 8th chapter of history, that's Independence and Partition of India. Let's have a look at what all topics we are going to cover in this chapter. We are going to cover Wavell's plan, the Cabinet Mission of India, very important topic, the Mountbatten Plan, and of course, the Indian Independence Act of 1947. So let's start with the Wavell Plan. In July 1941 to 1943, Mr. Wavell was the Commander-in-Chief of the British Indian Army. Now, in 1943, let's put it this way, October 1943, he was replaced by Lord Lilongwe, and he was made the Viceroy of India. Okay, he was made the Viceroy of India. Now, when Wavell became the Viceroy of India, the situation was very, very challenging for him to tackle. Reason being, there was Quit India movement, which was under the leadership of Gandhiji. Then there was Indian National Congress and Muslim League political deadlock that needs to be handled. Then, of course, there was Subhash Chandra Bose, Indian National Army, and of course, the Indian National Army had attacked the northeastern part of India, so he had a tough situation to tackle. Other than that, last but not the least, there was Bengal famine, which he had to tackle. So there was some very, very challenging situation in front of Mr. Wavell when he got the charge of Viceroy of India. And of course, the World War II had ended and Indian freedom movement ended a new phase. Now, all these things, that is the Quit India movement was suppressed. The Congress leaders were all arrested during that time. Muslim League was in no mood to compromise and they were demanding for a separate nation called Pakistan. Now, in this circumstances, Wavell came up with few plans. Now there were 2 points that were put by Mr. Wavell. One was that India will be granted dominion status, and second will be the Constitution of India will be framed by the Indians. Now, why was Wavell's plan not accepted by the Congress and Muslim League? The reason was that Congress opposed because they could not see complete independence coming through his plan, and Muslim League opposed because there was no recommendation for the Pakistan separate nation which they demanded. There was no such plans in that Wavell's plan for a separate nation. So that is the reason why Wavell plan failed completely. अब 3 हफ्ते बाद वेवल्स प्लान जो लॉन्च होता है शिमला में, जो उन्होंने प्रपोज किया होता है शिमला में, उसके 3 हफ्ते बाद मिस्टर क्लेमेंट एटली becomes the new प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ ब्रिटेन और चर्चिल को हटा के क्लेमेंट एटली प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं ब्रिटेन के. एंड he declared a cabinet mission would be sent to India to facilitate the process of transfer of power. तो ये तय हो चुका था कि हिंदुस्तान को हम आजाद कर देंगे और कैसे ये ट्रांसफर ऑफ पावर करनी है, क्या क्या टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस इंडियंस चाहते हैं कि किस कंडीशन पे ये ट्रांसफर हो पावर फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश government to the Indians, that was to be decided, and that is why a cabinet mission arrived in India in March 1946. अब इस मिशन का नाम कैबिनेट मिशन क्यों पड़ा? The reason why it was called a cabinet mission, because there were three cabinet members of the British Parliament who were part of this mission. One was Pethick Lawrence, who was the Secretary of State, then Stafford Cripps, President of Board of Trade, and then of course A.V. Alexander, who was the first Lord of Admiralty. ठीक है? Now I'll tell you a very interesting fact. Can you see this picture? This picture is of Gandhi ji and Mr. Lawrence. Now this picture was taken while they were having meeting with the, with regard to the cabinet mission. Now, if you see the picture of Gandhi ji, this is the same picture that you can see on the currency of India. So it's a very interesting fact that ये जो पिक्चर ली गई थी दोनों लोगों की साथ में मीटिंग से जब वो बाहर निकलते हैं, तो सेम पिक्चर हर करेंसी पे, इंडियन करेंसी पे आप देखेंगे गांधी जी की. So that's the picture that is used on the Indian currency. Now, the clauses of the cabinet mission था क्या? Clauses में ये था कि जो फेडरल यूनियन है वो 3 सब्जेक्ट्स में डील करेगी. वो थी फॉरेन अफेयर्स, डिफेंस एंड कम्युनिकेशन. The union government would have the power to raise finance required for the above 3 mentioned subject. तो इन्हीं 3 मैटर्स पे पावर्स होंगे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जो होगी, जो यूनियन गवर्नमेंट होगी, उसको डील करने के लिए. अब आता है प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट. Now powers of the union would have its own executive and legislature composed of members elected by all the provinces. तो जो उनके members होंगे एग्जीक्यूटिव और लेजिस्लेचर वो आएंगे अलग अलग प्रोविंसेस से इलेक्ट होके. अब प्रोविंशियल ऑटोनॉमी क्या थी? The provinces would enjoy full autonomy. जो provinces जो आज की डेट में states हैं इंडिया में, तब provinces कहलाते थे. और आज की डेट में भी we have dual government, one in the center and the other in the state. वैसे ही जो provinces थे वो enjoy करेंगे full autonomy for all the subjects other than the 3 matters subjects which were given to the union government. So let's discuss it. That was the foreign affairs, defense and communication. इन तीनों को छोड़ के जो provincial government है उनको पूरी आजादी थी to enjoy full autonomy in all the other subjects. फिर जो minorities थी उनको representation मिलेगा, उनके लिए separate representation होगा. minorities में कौन थे? Muslims अपने आप को minority में consider करते थे, Sikhs हो गए, Parsis हो गए. So all these people were in minority. So they will have separate representation. Now, formation of the Constituent Assembly, Cabinet Mission में ये decide हुआ कि a Constituent Assembly will be set up and a new constitution will be formed for the Indian Union. Now, there would be 389 members, important number, 1 marker question, in the Constituent Assembly, and 296 members would be elected from the British provinces. अब हम ये भी पढ़ेंगे British provinces क्या है और कैसे ग्रुप्स में बटा, ग्रुप A, ग्रुप B and ग्रुप C. And 93 members would be elected from the princely state. Remember, अभी भी राजा राज्य कर रहे थे कुछ हिस्सों में हिंदुस्तान के, तो उनको प्रिंसली स्टेट कहा जाता था. सो 93 मेंबर्स इलेक्ट होंगे प्रिंसली स्टेट से, 296 members elect होंगे British provinces से. And the members of the Constituent Assembly would be elected by the Provincial Legislative Assembly. हर province से, province आज की डेट में जो state है तब province हुआ करता था, और हर province से members elect होके आएंगे ताकि जब constitution लिखा जाए तो हर प्रोविंस से एक मेंबर अपने प्रोविंस को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा होगा और अपने लोगों के लिए, अपनी कम्युनिटी के लिए, अपने एरिया के लिए जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं या जो भी क्लॉज है वो रखवाना चाहे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, वो अपनी बात रख सकें. सो देयर हैज टू बी रिप्रेजेंटेशन फ्रॉम ऑल द प्रोविंसेस व्हाइल मेकिंग ऑफ द इंडियन constitution. So the next clause was formation of an interim government. Interim government was तत्काल जो सरकार बनेगी वो कैसी होगी? It would be formed with 14 members and for the time being there would be a viceroy. Viceroy क्योंकि अब पावर्स फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट टू इंडियंस हैंड ओवर हो रहे थे तो ऑब्वियसली ये सारे पोस्ट भी धीरे धीरे खत्म हो जाते, चाहे वो सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट्स हो चाहे वाइस रॉय ऑफ इंडिया हो. बट till this has have had to be settled, it was important that there has to be a viceroy who would reconstitute his executive council with representatives from all communities. हर वर्ग के लोग से कम्युनिटी से representatives हों ताकि हर इंसान अपने inputs दे सके. Now, freedom to join the Commonwealth. India would be free to remain within the British Commonwealth or seclude from it. Should be seclude. So it was a free choice for India. Then of course transfer of power, जो power है वो transfer होगी British government से Indians को. It would be necessary to work out a treaty between the Constituent Assembly and the United Kingdoms for matters arising out of the transfer of power. तो एक treaty sign होनी चाहिए between the Constituent Assembly and the United Kingdoms ताकि जब ट्रांसफर ऑफ पावर्स हो तो कोई भी ऐसा मैटर निकल के आए तो वो रिजॉल्व हो सके. सो दैट वाज अनदर क्लॉज इन द कैबिनेट मिशन. नाउ इट वाज डिसाइडेड दैट देयर विल बी ग्रुपिंग ऑफ प्रोविंसेस. जो स्टेट्स हैं उनकी ग्रुपिंग होगी, ग्रुप ए, ग्रुप बी एंड ग्रुप C. So the British provinces would be divided into groups. अब British province अलग थे और princely states अलग थे. तो each group determined the provincial subjects to be taken in common. ठीक है. Group A would be of 6 Hindu majority provinces, that is Bombay, Central Provinces, United Provinces, Bihar and Odisha. Group B क्या था? This would include 3 Muslim majority provinces. पंजाब, नॉर्थ वेस्ट फ्रंटियर एंड सिंध. यहाँ पे मुसलमान मेजोरिटी में थे इसलिए ये ग्रुप बी में इनकी 3 मुस्लिम मेजोरिटी प्रोविंसेस लिए गए. नाउ ग्रुप सी क्या था? दिस वुड इंक्लूड बंगाल एंड आसाम. तो ये 3 ग्रुप्स में बांटा गया. नाउ इफ यू कैन सी दिस मैप, सेक्शन ए इज ग्रुप ए and it will have United Provinces, Bihar, Orissa, Bombay and Central Provinces, of course, Madras and Assam. Group B will have Punjab and Bengal and Group C will have Baluchistan and Sindh. Okay.